Hello everyone, welcome to the post-match analysis. Manchester United have we've won at Old Trafford, beaten Brentford, and not a bad performance either. Feeling, Sam, after that?
I think there's a bit of feedback on Dan's side, by the way. But if you want to look into that while I'm chatting, Dan. It's weird, isn't it? We scored multiple goals, which doesn't happen. We looked half decent for a lot of the game, which doesn't happen, and we got 3 points, which doesn't happen. So yeah, I think we could be really happy with that. If I'm honest, like I think there was definitely some things we'll talk about which I didn't like and needs to be addressed still. But in terms of like winning a game and looking decent for it, I think we can all be happy with that.
Doesn't tell the full story though, does it, Dan? Because I think the first half, after we go in 1-0 down, I think fucking hell, who was it who scored the goal? Pinnock, was it?
Pinnock
from a corner. Pinnock from a corner. You had the whole situation with Ligt going on. Just talk us through that. How did you feel after the first half?
Yeah, it's like look like we have first half we were playing like a away game. Like it's like we were playing on the opponent's stadium, and looked like the whole season was reflecting on the first half. But then, good that we came up. All the players woke up and put in a good performance in the second half. But still, I'm not happy. I mean, I'm convinced. Okay, I'm happy for this game, but I'm still not happy that we have changed everything and turned around everything, because I have been there before when we scored 7 goals. So I don't want to be in that situation again. So yeah, but it's good that players have taken the responsibility and come back well. But then again, that confidence is still not there, because every game we are starting with that low of confidence level where each and every player is struggling to patch up. Like it seems like every game we play, all the players are playing for the first time against each other. I mean, all for the first time with together.
Yeah.
But can't judge them with this one game. But yeah, positive 3 points, one less. One less goal difference. So just climbing up the goal difference ladder as well. Just want to touch that 0.
It's annoying though, isn't it, Sam? Because when you watch that first half, you're like, same problems. We've got players that seem too stiff, too slow to kind of, cover distance and not switching on quick enough.
I think
Nick is... Oh, are we there? Hello? Can you hear me?
You're back. You disappeared for like 2 minutes and then...
You were like United for the first...
Yeah, you were like slowing down and your words were just getting stretched out. I just didn't get a word of it.
Am I okay now?
Yeah, you seem alright now.
Okay.
You just summarized the first half.
Yeah, exactly. What I was doing, it wasn't actual lag. I was just kind of, portraying how we played in the first half. Very stretched, very slow. I thought that what was evident to me, one, it was covering distance, touching tight to the man, not doing the basics. The marking on the corner, Sam, first and foremost, like just
shocking.
That is basic shit. And then you see how it was the second half, and you're like, what is it that? Why does it take something for him to click? It's annoying, isn't it?
I still think there's issues on simple things that Ten Hag should have addressed by now. So, like you said, corners and set pieces, we seem to be really bad at it. Like, just really, really bad at it. And then on the transition as well, it just seemed like Brentford in that first half willing to cut through our midfield at will. Just didn't seem to be an issue. They could play that 1-2 pass across, like triangulate across the midfield, and they're into like our forward line, which again is something we struggled with all season, which I'm so sick of seeing. But yeah, basics is like defend your corner, watch your man, track your man, make sure you get your head first to the ball. And is it Dallo who loses Pinnock?
Yeah,
I believe. And how many times, like Dallo, I think he's a really good player, he's really improved. But how many times on set pieces on corners has he lost his man and allowed a player to get in? He's done it a few times now, and it seems to be a consistent issue. And it's not just him; like other players have done it. There was the Brighton one, weren't they, where the ball went in? There was like 3 players at the back post completely unmarked.
Yeah.
Important piece against Brentford because they'll punish you, and that's what he did. It was the last possible kick of the game, and he go in and he heads it, and he's in the back of the net, and you're just like, fantastic! This is a great way to go into the second half. So yeah, it was not fun at all. That
Apologies about the stream. It is dropping a little bit. I have no idea why. I mean, I've got an Ethernet in the back of my fucking computer. It's literally no idea why it's doing it. I don't know if it's a Discord thing or if it's something on my end. So if you did miss any of that point, then I do apologise. But yeah, Dan, what did you make of the situation with Ligt, who was like coming off and then on again and off again and on? And you're just like, can someone just put a fucking bandage on his head, please? Like, what's going on? Why is he just... It seemed like a proper kerfuffle that for no reason, didn't it?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't blame the referee, not even a percent, because that's the rule. Like when you have a blood on your face or in your head, you cannot be on the pitch, and you have to go and fix that up. But like 3 times he's gone out and just come back and have the same situation there. But yeah, the doctors, we have already always we have I mean criticized the doctors, not even in this situation, but also with all the injuries as well. So I'm not sure what they were doing at that very moment. Just put the bandage on, like cover the face, like something. Put that what we have, what even Amrabat also had done the last season. So like there were so many players like who have got this head injury, but this was dealt like kind of a different way. But at the same time, I also have a soft corner towards the doctors that injury on the head, it's a bit difficult to, I mean, stop the blood flow. It can take some time, but it was like every time Dallo comes out, within 1 minute he's sent back to the pitch. So that rushing into the treatment, I think that caused an issue again and again. But then again, I want to just clear it out, like the goal we considered is not at all have any connection with Ligt going out, because that was totally fault on Dallo missing the player. Because even if Ligt was there in that very situation, still the goal we would have considered, because that's a man mistake, not a like kind of a medical mistake. So, but yeah, I think the doctor's side still the concern with a lot of injuries. But yeah, but good to see that Ligt competed. I mean, played the rest of the game as well.
Yeah, it did feel like, just I looked at it, Sam, after that first half, it did have that kind of doom and gloom and fuck's sake, here we go again, and you know it's happening and da da da. Did it surprise you how they came out in the second half, the intensity, the pressing?
Yeah, I think there was a bit of evidence that towards the end of the first half, I think like about 30 odd minutes, we started to play a bit and we started to start making opportunities and chances. Excuse me. So I think there was a sort of evidence of that in the beginning, the end of the first half. And then, yeah, the second half, we came out like our ass was on fire, didn't we? We were just like, oh my God, like we need to win this. So we just completely went for it. For the goal by Garnacho, he looked like he was the most likely guy to score the goal, wasn't he? Like he looked like he was the one pressing forward. Looked like when he was creating things, the one who was trying to hit balls into the box and that kind of stuff. The screen's all grey on the stream, by the way, Nick.
So, all grey.
Yeah.
All
there
grey.
we go. It's popped us back now. But yeah, it was now it's us three. But it was just a grey
Oh
box.
no!
Into
I don't know what's going on
totally,
here.
it totally said me and West End.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, he looked the most likely to sort of open and scoring. Ended up doing so, and I think, yeah, well deserved. I just think if Garnacho could sort out his decision making in the last thing, I think he could be a hell of a player. But just some of the decisions he makes when he gets into that dangerous position, he just decides to do the opposite of what you would need him to do. But apart from that, I thought he was excellent. Once we came out for that second half, Bruno was really, really good. I thought Hojlund had a fantastic half as well. I thought he was really, really good. Chivy mentioned in the chat his link-up plays and his hold-up has been really good. And then, yeah, I just thought the whole team sort of came out with a bit of a vengeance and a bit of a fire. Fantastic ball as well from Rashford for the Garnacho goal and a great finish. So, yeah, I was really happy to see it. I did not expect it at all. I thought we'd come out, it'd be similar to what we had. Maybe we got an equaliser, maybe we didn't, but did not expect the way we came out at all.
I want to talk about Rasmus actually, Dan, because I thought in the first half, he wasn't winning any headers at all. He couldn't hold the ball up. It was just, I think it was either Pinnock or the other centre-back who just, kept winning it off him. And he looked a little bit of a frustrated figure, especially when he was making those kind of final third entries and wasn't getting found by Garnacho because he kept shooting or whoever it was. But then the second half, he kind of grabbed it by the scruff of the neck a little bit, didn't he? And it was starting to stick to him when it did. He was trying to hold off his man. And of course, he got the goal as well, which was like the finish was unbelievable and the pattern to play before it.
Yeah, so it's not only the first half, but the whole season. When you see Hojlund, whenever he was on the pitch, he didn't look like he's kind of a striker. I mean, doing his basics right. But the second half, what he played today was completely different from what we have seen from him. He's been improving and maturing to become like a, I mean, proper striker. With all doing all the basics right, and even the passes and the his positioning was poor in previously in the all over the season because he was not able to involve himself into the game. But I also understand the other side of it when you have players like Garnacho and Rashford who are more kind of an individual players who rarely involve the other players around in the game, and then you have a striker. They definitely going to have tough time. But yeah, it was good. Like when Hojlund started to come back a bit and tried to take up the ball and controlling the ball, and especially before whenever a defender or a midfielder just crossed the ball towards Hojlund, and hardly he has kept the ball and hardly he has been able to control the ball. But today, each and every ball in the second half, whichever he has received, he was able to control it. He was able to guard it and then just divert it to the right player. So that's a proper striker kind of. When you can see like what whenever we compared Hojlund and Zirkzee, we used to mention this a lot, that Zirkzee was able to control the ball and just the hold up play was good for Zirkzee. But today we could see that's happening with Hojlund as well, and also the goal. That's a proper striker goal, and the positioning. He know that when Bruno was there, I mean receiving the ball, Bruno was facing towards the ball, and there was no intention. I mean from a striker to interpret that that's going to come as a pass to him. But Hojlund still made up a run, and it ended up well for Hojlund. And I think it's the first goal for Hojlund this season.
Second goal it is. So 2 goals in 3 starts for Rasmus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but a proper striker goal. So that's what we need from our striker, and hope this continues in the coming game.
Absolutely. Do you think that's Ruud working his magic, Sam, with Rasmus?
Yeah, I'd say that finish was a Ruud van Nistelrooy type finish, wasn't it? Like nice little flick from Bruno, and then he just waits for the keeper to commit himself, either go lower thing, and then just dinks it over the top of him, which I've seen Ruud van Nistelrooy done 1,000 times. So yeah, and you saw Ten Hag when the goal went in, he immediately turned around to Ruud, didn't he, and celebrated with him and said something to him. So clearly that's been paying off, and I just hope that he starts rubbing off on all the front forwards. So obviously Garnacho is sort of certain decision making. If he can sort of get his finishing down, Rashford looks a little bit better, but he seems to have taken more of an assist in this game, doesn't he? Rather than sort of being the guy. He sort of set up the Garnacho goal and was more involved in sort of build up play rather than sort of actually trying to score for himself, which is normally what we'd see from Rashford. But yeah, Hojlund, I saw a stat before. I think it's 18 goals from 13.7 XG. So the kid's doing pretty well from expected goals wise. I think if you get a run of form, I think he could be a really good player for us. I said this last season. It's just his injuries seem to keep cropping up and keep sort of sidelining him a bit. But I think if you could play more balls like that in behind, like the little flick Bruno did, or the sort of ball into the box and stuff like that, where he sort of almost got a chance, he got a shot away. I think you do more of those, he will score you goals. I don't think he's going to be a 30-goal season guy, but you will get. I think he could get close to 20. But you just got to put the service on for him, and that was perfect service because you can see he can finish.
Yeah, one thing I will say, I thought Garnacho was unbelievable today. I mean, some stats here, 5 goals, 3 assists. Garnacho's averaging a goal or assist every 89 minutes this season. So there's no doubt about him converting, but I would say he's also having about 10 more shots than everyone else on the pitch as well.
Wasteful. Yeah, super wasteful.
He has a lot. I don't know how many it was in particular. In fact, I want to search up to see how, because it's got to be at least, I don't know, 5 to 7, I would probably say, shots that he had in that game. Let me have a look. So, stats. So we had in general. Go on.
So, random guy, real happy with Casemiro today. Thoughts on him? That was his member shout out. So we'll get to that in a minute. And then Brian has put, all we ask for now is same again, consistency. Again, another membership for 17 months. Thank you very much for the support.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we had 20 odd shots. And let's see how many Garnacho had in total, because I'm really eager to.
The good thing about Garnacho is like he makes the opportunity for himself to take up a shot, so that's kind of a more positive for him. Like it's a nightmare for a defender, like when he doesn't know whether he's going towards the corner or it's coming inside. So he's really doing well in that very, I mean, kind of his abilities of like cutting in and taking up a shot. But yeah, again, the decision making has been. I know he's still very young, but yeah, once he's prepared with the, I mean, good decision making, and once Hoyland starts strengthening his positioning intelligence, then I think this combo is going to be a star.
Yeah. 5 shots on target, Garnacho had today.
Yeah.
Look, I don't mind he's active. I don't mind he's consistent and confident and going for it. But I think if you're going to nitpick or ask a player to improve on something, it's pick players out. I thought a couple of times you could have, them kind of passes where you fizz it across the box at the 6-yard and find a Rasmus Hojlund. He could have done that a couple of times. But look, he's played well. It's one of those.
He did that twice in the second half, but then there was nobody there because Joshua Eriksen was on the pitch. And Hojlund's not on the pitch, and you're just like, yeah, just why was this earlier? Like, you do this earlier when Hojlund was on the pitch.
Can I just say it's so nice to be discussing a good United relatively good United performance and a victory, just to have a second of that. But on the opposite wing, Marcus Rashford was playing like a wide playmaker today. I think he completed more final third passes than anyone on the pitch and created more chances than anyone on the pitch as well. And that assist, Sam, for the Rashford goal, for the Garnacho goal, sorry, unbelievable, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, really, really good. Like he saw, I think he received the ball from Eriksen. Did want a bit of a scramble in the box, and it comes back out on it, and you just see him like get hold of it, and he picks his head up, and you think he's gonna try and have a pop here, but he doesn't. He just literally, it's almost like it's in the air for so long, isn't it? He just floats it to the back post, and you just see Garnacho watching it all the way down. That finish was harder than all the other shots that he had beforehand. That was a harder finish, and he just buries that one in the back of the net, and fantastic finish. But the ball from Rashford was really, really good. It was nice to see that he worked hard. There was a couple of moments defensively when he got back and he won the ball as well. He seemed to be about the pitch, but he didn't seem to be about himself and scoring. And I like to see that side of Rashford. That was really sort of refreshing to see. So if you could do more of those performances, I'm all over that. Like, if you don't score, but you put in those sort of performances with an assist and like getting back defensively, fantastic. I'm all about it.
I was about to mention that thing. The most proud moment for me for Rashford was like when Onana played Dalot into the goal, and then when Dalot was unable to score the goal, and you could see Rashford just taking up the Dalot positioning. So that was kind of I was really impressed because we have never seen like Rashford doing that, like helping out in defense. But that moment, like his intelligence of like involving in that game and just helping out others. So that's what we need from a player, like, and to become a team player. That was missing with Rashford, could be seen in this game, and he's improving. Actually, the good thing is like he's improving game by game. So especially with the last 3 games, he's every areas he's improving. So that's a good thing.
And then the nucleus of the attack. I mean, me and Chevy and Shreyas went through it before the game. We wanted a mega performance from Bruno Fernandes. I won't go as far to say it was mega, but you saw him in that kind of free role. Wherever he was or wherever he was operating, he was pretty effective. I thought sometimes he was dropping deep, sometimes creating extra man in midfield. And then obviously the little flick and the foresight to see Rasmus Hojlund to play him in to get an assist as well. Obviously, he's come under a lot of scrutiny in the past couple of games, but he looks a little bit more kind of rational on the ball, a bit more methodical, I would say, rather than just rushing everything. Although he did have his, couple of long balls that he always tries.
I think you watch, obviously Dan will know this because he's a Portugal fan. You watch Bruno playing for Portugal, and he's got such a free role, and he looks so much better and so much more effective because you don't have to worry about anything behind him. He's just worried anything that's in front of him. That's just what he worried about. So he has a great link up with it, like João Felix and people like that. And I just think when you just allow him to be that 10 and operate within that area, that just behind the forward line, I think he's really, really good. And I think when you start asking him, you need to sort of track back, you need to start doing this defensive work, you need to try harder. So he becomes erratic and he becomes more of a sort of hindrance on the team than he does a positive effect. And you can't have a go at him because he's trying hard, but obviously when he tries hard, it affects the team badly. So I think if we could figure out that midfield where he doesn't have to worry about that and he can just be a playmaker and just focus in front of him, I think you'll get more performances like this with the little flicks and little passes and stuff like that. I don't think you're ever going to get those Hollywood Hail Mary balls out of his game. I just think that's who he is, and he's going to always do it. But yeah, apart from that, I thought he's a solid game. It's not back to the Bruno that I've seen, where he's like absolutely controlling and the puppet master, but a definite improvement and an improvement on a lot of players as well. Can I just mention? I don't know if you're going to mention Ligt at any point.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I've got some stats here before you do get into it. Let me just read these out for you. So 95% pass accuracy, 4 passes into the final third, 4 ground duels contested, 3 ground duels won, 3 tackles, 3 interceptions, 3 clearances, and technically he kept a clean sheet because he weren't on the pitch when we conceded. So
I just think he was a warrior. That's what you want to see in your defensive line, isn't it? Like a guy, he's got his head cut open and he looks like he's in a UFC fight. Blood's just pissing down his face, and then he's getting annoyed at the referee because the referee's going, "Get off the pitch," and he's like, "I want to keep playing." He's like, "No, get off the fucking pitch." Cleans up blood 3 times. He's not arsed. He just keeps going, and eventually, he comes out. It comes out well. And I thought for that defensive line not playing together forever, I thought he did all right. I thought he was pretty decent. I thought Leacher looked all right at left back. Johnny Evans, solid as always. I fucking love Johnny Evans.
What a guy!
What a guy he is. I'm gonna be sad when he leaves now. You know what I mean? Like when I thought it was 1 year, I thought that'd be the end of it. When he leaves, I'll be really sad because he's been great.
When he came, we were sad.
When we came, we'd be sad. And when we leave, we'd be sad.
And then Dalot, mistake aside, I thought going forward offered a lot. Was really good with his footwork and trickery. But shout out to Ligt, man. Really fucking good. I really, really liked his performance.
I want to go to the comments. Chip is saying, very happy with Rashford's performance today. Played for the team. He switched with Dalot a few times, covering when Dalot went forward. We even saw Rashford defending. Lewis saying, keeps Baldy in a job, so gutted. Okay. The midfield needs sorting for big games. Can't play them 3 to open in the first half. Where's Brian Casey's comment gone? Delighted for Hojlund scoring today. Smash a like on the video. Come on. We've just won a game, so deserve to smash like on the video and get your man of the match in the comments as well. But Brian, saying delighted for Hojlund scoring today. Will do his confidence the world of good. Both goals show what can happen when you put the ball into the box. Craig's the unicorn saying Rasmus hold-up play was key as well. Can we talk about how laughable the medical team were in the first half? Yeah, I don't know if they know what a gauze or a bandage is, but I think they need to do a bit of research.
After he went back on, they looked at the bag and they pulled out the bandage and went, "What's this for?
Like,
what do we do?"
Does this soak up blood? Oh my god!
Put it on his fucking head, you dickhead.
At this point, you could have just fucking masking taped a sponge to his head just to stop it. Just put some pressure on it. It's just common sense. Bizarre.
Have you seen that Mr. Bean episode where he plays the role of a barber and he's not a barber?
Who's that?
You've seen that? Mr. Bean episode.
Oh yeah.
He just it goes.
Yeah.
I think it happened today, like when the doctor was not the real doctor and somebody came.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. We'll just clean it up a little bit. It's pissing blood, mate. It's still like take him off. Honestly.
Do you remember in school, Nick, where every solution was a wet towel?
Yeah.
And no matter what, you've broken your leg. Oh, put a wet towel on it. Yeah. I've split my head open, put a wet towel on it. That's what they were doing. It's like, let's just damp it a little bit. There we go. That's fine.
I thought in the second half when he came on, like it was like somebody put the Fevicol or something that glue up his
fucking strange. The first time, I think the medical staff might go in the cons section in the pros and cons when I do it tomorrow. Ligt busted at 30 mins and they didn't wrap it. They honestly should be fined. Punch Paint saying in Ten Hag we trust. Okay, he's going with it. Thomas Franco, 3 points up the fucking Red Devils. James McGrogan, the magic sponge. Everyone knows that works. Sunday League, the magic sponge. Get it on his leg. Get it on there.
He snapped his leg in half and he's tore all his ligaments. Get the magic sponge on it. He can play for another 60 minutes. We're good.
We got random guy in the chat as well. Nice to see you, brother. Saying Eriksen did well today. Too bad it's his last year. Yeah, I mean, Christian Eriksen as well. We've got some more stats to throw, I think, somewhere. Or I did have. They've gone now. But yeah, Christian Eriksen. Weird, innit? I was just kind of merged back into the team. Everyone was like, yeah, sell him to Ajax, 5 mil, fuck it. But in reality, we know he has his, things off the ball. We know that the situation with that long-term wise, there's no longevity in it. But how he's performing right now is a key asset in that midfield, isn't it, Dan?
Yeah, I think he has been a real great help for us this season. At least he's filling up the space for all those. I think those who are getting injured, especially with Mason Mount, and then with today I think Kobe Mino, and he's really doing a good job of a kind of a not a defensive midfielder, but the one who plays between DM and the number 10 player. So that job he is doing really great, and his defensive qualities also could be seen today with like his blockings and his positioning. And whenever he receives the ball, we know that he's going to give a good pass. So we have never doubted his passing ability. So like whenever he is on the ball, definitely like he's going to do some crazy thing, and that's where all the runners like Garnacho and Rashford, they're making runs whenever Eriksen was having the ball. But sad to see that every time we have said this with all the players, like we have got those players in a very kind of towards the end of their career. So if we would have got Eriksen like 5 years back, definitely we could have been in a better position in the previous years. But yeah, this could be his last year. But definitely this season, we are happy to have him, because with the injury concerns we have, we will definitely need him.
Obviously, Casemiro went off as well, didn't he, with a calf injury? So
yeah. So now I think good thing is like Ugarte is coming back. So I think if Casemiro is not available, I think it's going to be Ugarte, Eriksen, and Bruno. But good to see like Eriksen, and also the consistency from Eriksen. That's kind of one of the qualities of him that has been seen in the recent years. Like whenever he has played for United.
He's one of the only technical players that we have. We don't have many technical players, and he's one of them, and it shows on the pitch. When he's on the pitch, it makes a difference, because Bruno's not that guy. None of our forwards are. Casemiro at times can be that guy, but sometimes he's unreliable. But I just think his technical ability is second to none in that team. I just wish we had a midfield full of his technical ability, because I think we'd be a lot better off. Like you look at like Spain in the Euros, the amount of technical players they have in Dani Olmo, in Zubimendi, in Rodri, and then they've got quick forwards as well in Yamal and Nico Williams. Just imagine if we had a bunch of technical midfielders with Rashford, Garnacho, Ahmad. Like, we'd be laughing, but yeah, he's the only sort of one we have, unfortunately.
Keep saying it. The reason why I wanted to sign Frenkie de Jong, because I think he would have done what Eriksen does, but I mean, the ability off the ball as well, in terms of defensively, is really, really good. Who knows? One day, maybe it could still happen. Fuck knows.
He's still holding on to that one.
Who knows? Who knows? Anything's possible. I think it's one of those where after the game, you kind of sat there and you're like, you know what? The win is really, really good, but I think the performance means a lot more. Coming away from this, because it's great if you get a win and it's scruffy, a little 1-0, or it goes off the back of someone's ass or something. You kind of like, there's not much you can take from that.
The Fulham game.
Yeah, because I thought it was very even, that, and Fulham could have even won it, to be fair. And like other ones like the Palace game where Eze had that opportunity, and if Onana didn't make the save, we could have lost that. But you're coming away from that and you're like, right, I'm something to build on at least. The attackers are scoring. Rashford's got an assist. Garnacho's got a goal. Rasmus has got a goal. So the front three are fine.
Bruno looked better. Bruno looked better.
Yeah.
So
as a unit, it looked a lot better.
Brian's just said Nick still wait for Wesley Sneijder to sign.
Mate, have you seen Sneijder at the moment? Oh my god,
he's fat as fuck.
He is. He couldn't even put on a jersey, mate, let alone fucking playing in a football stadium. So
he just gave up. He gave up all forms of exercise when he retired.
Yeah, he was just like,
went, I'm not doing that anymore.
No, I've been grafting for years, mate, in a football pitch. It's my time to just do fuck all now. So I don't play him. Fair enough. Had a very successful career. Could have won the Ballon d'Or in one of the years when he won the treble.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's discuss man of the match, lads. So I'll throw a couple options out there. Obviously, add to it if you want. Ligt, Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho, maybe even Rasmus. No. Anyone I'm missing?
Well, I put in the chat. I put a poll in the chat when I was setting up. Hojlund, Garnacho, Bruno, Ligt, and currently Garnacho is winning with 53%.
Yeah.
Hojlund is on 22%. Ligt is on 19%, and Bruno is on 6%.
The random guy just said the ref.
Yeah.
Who are we going with?
I think personally, I will go with Hojlund, because I mean, with all the other players, we have seen what they are capable of doing, and I mean, we have seen them. But Hojlund today look a different guy, so I'm leaning towards Hojlund.
Sam?
just to be different, like I think Hojlund's a great shout. I'd probably go with Garnacho. I just thought he was involved with everything. He got a goal. Could have had multiple goals. Tried like hardest. Every time we got the ball, we were spraying it out to him, and he had that. I don't. Who was their full back on that side? I can't remember his name.
Who on the left back or right back?
Yeah, the left
left
back.
back. I couldn't even tell you, mate.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, whether he had him on toast, like he was just destroying him every time, and he looked like a threat every time he had the ball. So I just thought, yeah, he had a really good game. And if it, like we said, if he could just be more consistent with his finishing or his decision making, I think he'll be a fantastic player. But he's 19. There's still time. Let's still give him the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, he's my man of the match. What about you?
Yeah, Garnacho's the one I would have gone with, even though he still does frustrate the life out of me.
Yes.
I still think he can improve on his game, but I think that was just the biggest threat all game. Well, for the second half at least, that left-hand side. That ginger right back, I can't remember his name, Van or something. Oh my God.
Is it Van der Ben?
Van der Ben, something like that. Fuck it. Every time he got it, he was just like frightened. He's like, oh no, not again. And then sometimes Rashford and Garnacho were doubling up, and he was like, help, someone help me. So yeah, I'd have to give it Garnacho, but I thought the Ligt as well equally impressive.
One thing is like I'm but still concerned with. I mean, we are having Garnacho and Rashford both together in the team, so we are still not sure like who will be on the right side for a consistent basis. This headache is going to be there for Ten Hag. With Ahmad also looked better, but then again he's kind of a. I mean, he should be. I mean, getting his chances, but then again, Rashford cannot be. I mean, as per Ten Hag, Rashford will not be dropped, and Garnacho is performing day in day night. So,
Dan, I think if you look at the way Rashford performed today, to be fair, creating the chances that he did, if he plays like that, I don't mind having him on the right hand side. It's when he's on the right hand side and he's just running into blind alleys and running into defenders.
He's clearly not interested in being there, so he just sort of struts around and then throws his hands up when he's just like, you're not useful there. Like I know you don't want to be there, and I know it's not your favorite side, but put fucking shift in and just get on with it. Whereas today he put his shift in and he did well, and that's what I want to see.
There was a couple of passes from him as well. Obviously, the one for the assist for Garnacho was unbelievable. But then as well, there was like a cross-field pass that he did where he was on a transition on the outside of his foot and just like sliced it across perfectly into Garnacho again. Yeah. And if he does that, if he does more of that, I'm happy for him to be on the right-hand side, and he's grafting off the ball. So they've always been the two criticisms, I think, with Marcus. If he does that, then it's fine. Erik Ten Hag just said, don't overrate this result. It's just a win. We have to win every game. And I think that's the perfect words. Don't get carried away with a 2-1 win over Brentford, because he knows what this team is like. He's just said only poor game was against Tottenham when we were reduced to 10 men. All the other games we showed some character and fighting spirit, which we will build on. Don't overrate this result. Interesting words from Eric. I should have just read the first part of the other quote out and just left it at that, because that bit's like, what are you talking about? Well, anyway.
Did he mention trophies at all? Did he mention any trophies?
No, I'm not seeing anything on trophies at the moment, but look, let's just stew on this for a bit. I mean, we've got Fenerbahce away on Thursday against Jose Mourinho, so that's going to be a different kind of test, and obviously there's going to be narratives in there with Jose, etc. But I think we can be happy with it. So smash a like on the video if you're happy that we've won a game. Doesn't ruin your weekend. Let us know what you are up to over the weekend as well in the comments section. Thank you to everyone tuning in. Thank you to Sam and Dan. And yeah, let's go enjoy the rest of the weekend, lads.